How to become irresistible to women, the forbidden technique. Imagine possessing a hidden skill that instantly sets you apart. Something so powerful, so impactful, it feels almost like a secret weapon. It's not about memorizing lines or impressing with material wealth. No, this goes much deeper. It's about unlocking primal triggers of attraction that most men will never discover. By the time you finish this video, you'll have the knowledge to transform how women perceive you. But remember, with this power comes a responsibility. Are you truly ready to master this forbidden technique? Let's start with the techniques that will make you truly irresistible. 1. Become her greatest supporter. One of the most overlooked techniques in becoming irresistible is shifting your focus from trying to impress her to truly making her feel impressive. This is rooted in the Pygmalion effect, an ancient psychological phenomenon that teaches us that the belief we hold in others can inspire them to see their own potential. Epictetus once said, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the view we take of them." And this applies perfectly to how you can influence her self-belief. Imagine her sharing a new passion or a dream she's long held, whether it's starting her own business, becoming an artist, or even running a marathon. Most men might respond with surface-level interest, but you can go deeper. Show her that you see her potential clearly, even if she doesn't yet. Ask her about her ideas, show genuine enthusiasm, and suggest ways she can take the first steps toward her goal. This kind of support isn't just about giving advice or offering resources. It's about believing in her capacity to achieve greatness. When you express this belief, she starts to see herself through your eyes, gaining confidence and motivation to pursue her dreams. For instance, if she talks about wanting to run a marathon, don't just offer a casual, "That's cool." Instead say, "That's amazing. I believe you'd be incredible at it. Have you considered which marathon you'd want to start with?" Follow up later by sending her a helpful article on marathon training or recommending a local running group. This shows her that you're not just listening passively, but that you truly believe in her ability to succeed. Over time, as she progresses toward her goals and sees her dreams come closer, she'll associate that progress with your unwavering support. This is a practical application of a Stoic mindset, remaining steadfast, offering value, and focusing on the positive difference you can make in another's life. This doesn't mean taking on the role of a savior or trying to change her life entirely, but rather being the person who recognizes and appreciates her potential when she doubts herself. In today's world, where distractions and superficial interactions are the norm, being someone who genuinely encourages others stands out. Your support becomes a safe space for her, where she feels seen, valued, and empowered. And in return, she starts associating those feelings of growth and self-confidence with you. This deepens the bond between you two, making you not just an impressive person, but a meaningful presence in her life. It's a reminder of the power of Stoic happiness, not from grand gestures or flashy displays, but from the steady, consistent belief in the potential of others. As you help her grow, you'll find yourself growing too. And that's the essence of Stoicism today. Being a high-value man means mastering the art of subtle influence, showing her that you believe in her, even when she struggles to believe in herself. Remember, people are drawn to those who make them feel good about who they are, not just who they are with. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you focus on uplifting others, you naturally elevate your own perspective and build connections that are both fulfilling and lasting. So, next time she shares a dream or ambition, Don't just nod along. Engage, support, and show her that you believe she can achieve it. That's the kind of approach that leaves a lasting impact and truly makes you unforgettable. By embracing this stoic approach, you align with a mindset that prioritizes value and integrity, creating a foundation for relationships that are deeper and more authentic. In doing so, you become the person who doesn't just impress through words or actions, but through the genuine belief in the potential of others. And in this way, you embody the principles of the Stoic mindset, creating lasting attraction and becoming someone truly unforgettable in her life. Drop a comment saying, "I believe in your potential," to show you're committed to making a difference. Remember, real connection starts with genuine support. Stay tuned, there's more wisdom to come. 2. Leave things unfinished. The second key technique to becoming truly irresistible is leaving things unfinished. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's incredibly effective, rooted in a psychological phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik effect. The human brain tends to dwell on unfinished things more than those neatly tied up. This is a powerful strategy to keep you on her mind even when you're not around. Think of it as creating mental open loops that she can't help but revisit. When you're in a conversation, don't feel the need to wrap up every story or topic completely. Instead, leave some moments intentionally unresolved. For instance, if you're sharing an exciting story, pause at a high point and say, "You know, the best part of this story? Well, I'll save that for next time." Or when you're texting, resist the urge to always have the final word or conclusion. Let the conversation linger with something intriguing, leaving her wanting more. Let's paint a modern-day scenario. Imagine you're on a great date, and you start telling her about a hilarious incident from work. She's fully engaged, eager to hear the punchline. But then you lean back and say, "Actually, you know what? I'll save the rest of this story for next time. Trust me, it's worth the wait." Now, instead of feeling like she's had the whole experience, she's left curious, eager, and looking forward to your next encounter. It's like giving her a little mystery, making sure she has a reason to keep thinking about you. This approach not only piques her curiosity, but also builds anticipation. When she's away from you, her mind will keep drifting back to those unresolved moments, wondering what comes next. And this technique isn't just limited to dates. It can be applied in any interaction, from casual conversations to even your messages. The trick lies in creating that little sense of curiosity, a question left hanging in the air. By doing this, you're not just another guy in her phone or her life. You become someone who lingers in her thoughts. Now ask yourself, how often do you find yourself thinking about a movie or a book that left a major plot point unresolved? That feeling of wanting closure keeps pulling you back, doesn't it? This is exactly how the Zeigarnik effect works in your favor. In the context of Win Stoic and being a high-value man, mastering this approach shows that you're confident and comfortable with leaving things unsaid, knowing that you have the power to draw her interest without giving everything away at once. It's not about playing games. It's about creating a lasting impression, one that subtly and consistently pulls her attention back to you. Remember, anticipation is a powerful tool. Use it wisely, and she'll find herself eagerly looking forward to the next time she sees or hears from you. The lesson here is clear. Sometimes the most captivating thing you can do is not to finish every story, but to leave just enough unsaid for her to want more. By mastering this technique, you ensure that your presence is felt, even in your absence. 3. The misattribution of arousal. Create exciting situations. To truly become irresistible, you must master a subtle yet powerful technique known as the misattribution of arousal. This method is rooted in a fascinating psychological principle, one that you can use to naturally deepen her attraction towards you. Imagine this. When you and she share an experience that gets the adrenaline pumping, like an adventurous activity or even a mildly stressful situation, her mind starts to blur the lines between the thrill of the moment and the emotions she feels towards you. Think about this. What's more memorable? A simple coffee date or an exciting escape room challenge where you're working together, racing against time? That adrenaline rush she feels doesn't just fade away. It becomes intertwined with her feelings towards you. Here's the science behind it. When we experience moments of heightened excitement, our bodies release adrenaline and other chemicals that can mimic the sensations of attraction. This is what psychologists refer to as the misattribution of arousal. By creating a shared adventure, you're helping her subconscious mind associate those thrilling, heart-racing feelings with being around you. Consider activities like rock climbing, a scenic hike, or even a thrilling horror movie. When her heart races, her mind may start to link that feeling with the time she spends with you. It's like planting a seed of excitement that grows into something deeper, emotional attraction. Now, let's go deeper. Why does this work so effectively? People often say, variety is the spice of life, and it holds true in relationships as well. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In other words, the experiences we create shape our emotions and memories. When you design exciting and varied experiences, you're guiding her thoughts towards seeing you as someone who brings joy, novelty, and excitement into her life. These moments become a foundation for a stronger connection. And isn't that what Stoic life lessons teach us? That through intentional actions and understanding the workings of the mind, we can shape our reality and influence the world around us. But here's an important question for you to reflect on. Are you creating experiences that are memorable and filled with positive emotions, or are you sticking to the same old routines? It's not about trying to scare her or making her feel uncomfortable. It's about creating fun and stimulating moments together. The key is to blend a sense of adventure with comfort, showing her that you are someone who can be both exciting and steady. A true embodiment of what is Stoicism. As you consider this, remember that being a high-value man means knowing how to cultivate the right energy in your interactions. When you lead with confidence and creativity, you give her a reason to see you differently. It's about standing out from the crowd and offering a sense of adventure. The great Stoic Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In your case, craving more means seeking out those opportunities to make her feel alive and vibrant when she's with you. It's about showing her that life with you is anything but ordinary. So the next time you're planning to meet up, think beyond the typical dinner date. Instead, consider an activity where the two of you can face a challenge together, something that brings out laughter, a bit of tension, and a rush of emotions. The shared experience will become a story she remembers fondly, with you at the center of it. By creating those moments, you're not just building attraction, you're forging a deeper connection that makes her look forward to the next adventure with you. And ultimately, isn't that what creates the kind of relationship that feels like a journey rather than just a destination? You've unlocked a powerful insight into building deeper connections. Drop a comment saying, "I create excitement," to show you're ready to transform your interactions. Stick around, because the adventure is just beginning. 4. The pratfall effect, strategic imperfection. To capture and hold your audience's attention, consider this engaging introduction. Ever wondered why some men seem effortlessly charming while others struggle to make an impression? It's not about looking perfect or knowing all the right moves. It's about embracing the art of strategic imperfection. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, laziness, or any pretending. Here's how a simple technique can make you irresistible, and why showing a few cracks in your armor could be your secret weapon. This next technique, known as the pratfall effect, challenges the conventional wisdom that urges men to always be flawless and polished. Instead of striving for perfection, this approach suggests that you embrace your human side by letting minor imperfections show. This might sound counterintuitive, but revealing a few small flaws after displaying your strengths makes you more likable and appealing. When you allow yourself to make a minor mistake, like stumbling over a word or sharing a light-hearted story about a time you messed up, it humanizes you. It shifts the dynamic from being distant or unattainably perfect to being real and relatable. This approach is about embracing a stoic mindset, understanding that true strength lies in knowing yourself deeply and being comfortable with your own vulnerabilities. For example, imagine you've just impressed a woman with your knowledge of art or history. You've demonstrated depth, expertise, and intelligence, qualities that already make you stand out. Now, rather than continuing to strive for perfection, you let slip a small, endearing blunder. Perhaps you mispronounce an artist's name and then chuckle about it, or you admit that while you can whip up a mean lasagna, you once managed to burn a pot of rice. These little moments of imperfection, when delivered naturally, make you seem more genuine and grounded. They signal that while you're capable and confident, you're also comfortable in your own skin, secure enough to laugh at your own mishaps. This creates an instant connection, because people are naturally drawn to those who feel authentic and real. In modern life, we're constantly bombarded with curated perfection, from social media highlights to carefully edited profiles. It's easy to feel like we have to be flawless to win someone over. But as Stoicism today teaches us, there is power in accepting our true nature. The Stoics, like Epictetus, reminded us that our true worth isn't defined by outward appearances, but by our ability to remain calm and self-assured, even when things don't go perfectly. In fact, when you embrace your imperfections, you embody a form of Stoic happiness, one that doesn't rely on external validation, but stems from a deep sense of inner peace. When using the pratfall effect, it's important to find a balance. This isn't about sharing deep insecurities or making glaring mistakes. Instead, it's about showing you're real, approachable, and down to earth. Think of it like seasoning a dish. Too little, and it lacks flavor. Too much, and it becomes overpowering. A small dash of imperfection, sprinkled at the right moment, can make all the difference. It reminds the person you're with that just like them, you have quirks and flaws, and that you're not afraid to own them. This technique is especially powerful because it taps into the essence of human connection. When you reveal a bit of imperfection, you invite others to let down their guard too. It's a subtle way of saying, I don't need to put up a facade to impress you, and neither do you. And this is where the true charm lies. By being yourself, you give others the permission to be themselves too. In a world where so many are afraid to let their guard down, this authenticity is a rare and irresistible quality. 5. Become a rare resource. To become irresistible, you need to understand a fundamental truth. People value what's rare and hard to find. In relationships, this principle can transform how others see you, making you more appealing and desirable. Instead of always being available, you need to create a sense of scarcity in your presence. Now, this doesn't mean playing mind games or outright ignoring her. Rather, it's about building a life that is rich with meaning, interests, and activities that don't center entirely around her. When you're not constantly at her disposal, the moments you do share become more precious. This naturally builds a bit of mystery about what you're up to when you're not around. After all, curiosity is a powerful driver, one that can make someone want to know more about you. And by doing this, you're subtly showing that your life is filled with purpose, which is an attractive quality of high-value men. Let's dive into a modern-day scenario. Picture this. You meet someone new, and she asks if you're free to hang out on Friday night. You could rearrange your plans or drop what you had planned, but instead you say, "Friday's no good for me. I've got plans with friends, but I'd love to catch up on Sunday if you're free." What message does this send? It tells her that you've got a life, you have priorities, and while you're interested in her, you don't need to clear your schedule for her. This makes her work a little to find a space in your life, and that effort, even if small, makes her appreciate your time more. You're not being distant. You're just not being too eager, which naturally makes you more intriguing and valued. Think about this. When was the last time you truly valued something that was easy to obtain? Whether it's a limited edition watch, a high-quality vintage car, or even a rare book, the scarcity makes it special. It's human nature to appreciate what isn't readily available. By making yourself a rare resource, you tap into that same dynamic. Your time, attention, and presence become something she looks forward to, rather than something she takes for granted. This doesn't mean you should play games, but rather you should genuinely be living a life that you're passionate about, one that doesn't stop just because a new romantic interest enters the picture. It's crucial, especially early on, to maintain your independence. When you show that you have a full schedule, hobbies and passions that matter to you, it communicates that you're a man of substance, a key quality that high-value men embody. This approach is not about manipulation. It's about self-respect and understanding that your time is precious. It makes the moments you spend with her more meaningful, as she'll know that, when you choose to be with her, it's not because you have nothing better to do, but because you genuinely want to. In a world where attention is often given too freely, being selective can set you apart. So, ask yourself, are you positioning yourself as a rare resource in your interactions, or are you making yourself too accessible? Remember, you're teaching others how to value you by how you value yourself. Embrace this win stoic approach, and you'll notice that not only will you become more irresistible, but you'll also attract people who truly value what you bring to the table. The real lesson here: high-value men don't just seek attention. They earn respect by living authentically and making their presence a privilege. 6. The reciprocal liking effect. Show selective interest. To become truly irresistible to women, there's a powerful yet often overlooked technique rooted in Stoic life lessons. It's known as the reciprocal liking effect, showing selective interest. This technique is built on a psychological principle. We naturally feel drawn to those we believe appreciate us. But here's the twist. Rather than showering her with constant attention and compliments from the start, your focus should be more selective. What does this mean? It means you should pay attention to the little things about her that others might overlook. making her feel genuinely seen and appreciated. When you highlight unique qualities, like the way her eyes light up when she speaks passionately about her work, you're doing more than just complimenting her looks. You're acknowledging what makes her truly unique. This approach resonates far more deeply because it shows that your interest is not just superficial, it's based on who she really is. Take a moment to think about this. How often does someone genuinely notice the small details that make you who you are? By making her feel seen in this way, you create a bond that is more meaningful than any simple flattery could ever achieve. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This advice is not just for practicing patience and self-control, but also for showing authentic interest in others. When you ask her opinion on something and genuinely listen to her thoughts, it makes her feel valued, not just for her appearance, but for her mind and perspective. This deepens the connection between you and her, creating a sense of mutual respect and attraction that goes far beyond the surface. So, why is this approach so effective? It's because it aligns with a core aspect of what is Stoicism, valuing depth over superficiality. Stoicism teaches us that true value comes from inner qualities and character, not just external appearances. By applying this to how you interact with her, you demonstrate that you are not like most others who rely on shallow compliments to win her over. Instead, you show that you appreciate her for her inner world, making her feel special in a way that few others can. This selective interest is powerful because it strikes a balance. It keeps you from being overly eager, yet shows that you notice her uniqueness. And when she starts to see that you are different, that you genuinely see her, it naturally sparks an interest in you as well. So, think about this. How can you show someone that you genuinely see them for who they are, without falling into the trap of superficial praise? By mastering this technique, you're not just becoming more attractive. You're building connections that are grounded in the core principles of Stoic life lessons, ones that endure beyond initial attraction. Wouldn't you agree that true connection is what we all ultimately seek? Comment below. What's one unique quality about someone that you've noticed, but others often overlook? Let's see those hidden gems. Down. 7. The commitment and consistency principle. Small commitments lead to bigger ones. When it comes to making yourself irresistible to women, understanding the power of the commitment and consistency principle can be your secret weapon. This approach taps into a fundamental aspect of human behavior. People like to stay consistent with their previous actions. When you can get her to make small commitments, she'll be more inclined to agree to bigger ones later. It's not about manipulation. It's about building a pattern of connection that feels natural and genuine. Why is this so effective? When someone says yes to a small request, they subconsciously align themselves with the idea that they are invested in you. With each little agreement, they become more comfortable with the idea of saying yes again, even when the stakes become a bit higher. Let's bring this idea to life with an everyday scenario. Imagine this. You meet someone who sparks your interest. Instead of diving into grand gestures, start small. Ask for a simple favor or their opinion. For instance, you could say, "Hey, I know you have a great eye for books. What's something you'd recommend?" When she takes a moment to suggest a book, she's made a small investment in your happiness. It's subtle but powerful. It's no longer just about the book. It's about the act of sharing a piece of herself with you. Later, you can build on this with something like, "I really enjoyed that book you suggested. I'm stuck choosing between these 2 places for dinner this weekend." Which one do you think is better? See what happened there? You're not just asking her for a recommendation. You're moving toward spending time together without forcing it. It's a natural progression, and each interaction deepens your connection. The beauty of this approach is that it's grounded in everyday life. Think about how often we make small choices and commitments. Imagine a time when a friend asked for your help with something minor, and later you found yourself more willing to assist with a bigger favor. It's the same concept here. When she's comfortable saying yes to the little things, bigger opportunities to connect start to open up effortlessly. This method is all about creating a sense of shared investment and mutual growth in your interactions, fostering a sense of closeness that feels easy and unforced. But ask yourself, what small actions can you take today that might lead to deeper connections tomorrow? How can you use this principle in a way that feels authentic and aligned with your values as a high-value man? Remember, being a high-value man isn't about flashy moves. It's about understanding human nature and using that understanding to build meaningful relationships. Win Stoic teaches us that the key to long-term attraction is not rushing, but building a pattern of positive interactions step by step. Through this approach, you're not only creating a connection, but also respecting her pace, showing that you're someone who values depth over haste. So, the takeaway here is simple yet powerful. Small commitments lead to bigger ones, and if you can master this principle, you'll find that building a connection becomes as natural as it is effective. It's not about grand gestures. It's about the subtle art of building rapport, one small yes at a time. And that, my friend, is how you create genuine attraction without ever needing to push or rush things. 8. The Peak End Rule. Create memorable moments. To become truly irresistible to women, there's a powerful psychological concept known as the Peak End Rule that can make a significant difference in how you are perceived. This principle, rooted in psychology, suggests that people often judge an experience based on its most intense moment and how it ends, rather than the average of all moments. So, if you want to leave a lasting impression, it's all about creating those standout experiences and ending every encounter on a high note. Think about it. What if you could ensure that every moment she recalls with you is accompanied by a smile or a spark of excitement? That's the magic of the Peak End Rule. Picture this. You're on a dinner date, and instead of just having a routine meal, you plan something special. Maybe it's a surprise dessert that she didn't expect, or you ask the chef to come out and talk about the unique dish you're sharing. It's these kinds of unexpected highlights that become the peak moments in her memory. But don't stop there. Remember, the way you end matters just as much. Even if it's a simple goodbye or the last text of the night, make sure to leave her with something that brings warmth or makes her look forward to seeing you again. A heartfelt compliment, a playful inside joke, or a hint of your next fun adventure can create that positive ending. Why does this work so effectively? Because when she thinks back on your time together, she'll recall those high points and the feeling she had when the experience concluded. This means even if everything in between wasn't perfect, the memory is shaped by those peaks and positive endings. As the great philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Applying this Stoic wisdom, you can understand that while you can't control every moment, you can certainly influence the ones that stick. And this is where Stoic life lessons come in. Focus on what you can control, creating meaningful, memorable moments and ending each interaction with grace. Ask yourself, what memorable moments could you create that would leave a lasting impact? How might you end every conversation or date on a note that makes her eager for more? These open-ended questions guide you to tailor your approach to each encounter, making her feel valued and special. It's about combining the art of connection with the power of stoicism, shaping each experience to be unforgettable. When you master this, you become someone who is not just interesting, but someone who leaves a positive mark. And isn't that what high-value men strive for? By understanding what is stoicism and applying these principles, you set yourself apart, leaving her with a memory that lingers long after you're gone. This isn't just about attraction, it's about being remembered for the right reasons, becoming the kind of person who is truly irresistible. If you've made it this far, you're ready to create unforgettable moments. Drop a comment saying, "I create my own peak moments," to show you're committed to mastering the art of leaving a lasting impression. Stick around. There's more to learn about becoming truly irresistible. 9. The shared identity effect. Create a unique bond. Imagine this. You want to become someone she can't forget, someone she feels a deep connection with, a bond that makes her feel like you two are in your own world. One powerful way to do this is through what I call the shared identity effect. This approach is all about creating a unique connection between you and her, making her feel like she has something special with you that she can't find anywhere else. It's about building shared experiences, creating inside jokes, and even using words or phrases that only the two of you understand. This sense of exclusivity makes her feel like it's the two of you against the world, fostering a deeper bond that she won't easily let go of. Remember what Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you create these shared moments, you're coloring her thoughts with memories that tie directly back to you. Now, think about how this might look in real life. Maybe you come up with a nickname for each other based on a funny moment you both shared, or you develop an inside joke that you keep referencing whenever you're together. These little things can make your time together feel special, like it's a secret that only the two of you share. Imagine you're both fans of a particular TV show. Start using quotes from that show in your everyday conversations. Or maybe something funny happened on a date, like a mix-up at a restaurant. Turn that moment into a running joke between you two. Each time you bring it up, it reminds her of the time you shared, pulling her closer into your world. This technique works wonders because it creates a shared identity, a private world where only the two of you exist. It's a subtle yet incredibly effective way to deepen your connection. When she feels like there's a special language between you, it builds intimacy. And let's be honest, doesn't everyone want to feel like they're part of something special? It's like having a secret club with just the two of you as members. It reinforces the idea that your bond is one of a kind, giving her a reason to value the time she spends with you over anyone else. But here's something to ponder. How much of a difference would it make if you could be the one who creates those unique moments, making her smile with just a word or a joke? By applying this approach, you're not just building attraction, you're building a connection that's rooted in mutual memories and shared laughter. In the world of Stoicism, which emphasizes resilience and depth, this technique aligns perfectly. What is Stoicism, you might ask? It's about mastering yourself and creating inner strength. And part of that mastery is knowing how to create meaningful relationships that add value to both lives. So, are you ready to create those moments and become the man she can't forget? With this simple yet powerful method, You're not just another guy. You're the one who knows how to make her feel like she's part of something truly special. Use the shared identity effect to craft a relationship that stands out, and you'll find that it makes you irresistible in ways most men never understand. The deeper your connection, the stronger her feelings for you will become, an unbreakable bond shaped by your shared world. 10. The scarcity effect. Make yourself a limited edition. To become irresistible, embrace the art of the scarcity effect. Make yourself a limited edition. This technique taps into a fundamental psychological principle. People value what is rare, what feels exclusive, and what they must work for. When something is not always available, it becomes inherently more attractive. This concept applies perfectly to human interactions, especially romantic ones. You can harness this by ensuring that your time and presence are not easily accessible, creating a sense of value around yourself. But remember, this isn't about playing games or deliberately creating distance. It's about building a life filled with your own goals, passions, and pursuits. Developing a stoic mindset that prioritizes self-growth and self-respect. In today's fast-paced world where everyone seeks instant gratification, standing out as someone who is patient, focused, and intentional can make a significant impact. Imagine a scenario where she asks you to meet up spontaneously. Instead of immediately dropping your plans to accommodate her, you could say, "I'd love to, but I have a busy week ahead. Let's catch up on Saturday afternoon instead." This response sends a clear message. You have priorities, and your time is valuable. It shows that you are a person with depth and purpose, a quality that many overlook in the pursuit of connection. When you prioritize your own activities and stay committed to your path, you cultivate a stoic happiness that doesn't depend on external validation. This approach aligns with Epictetus's teaching. It is not the events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. By valuing your time and attention, you naturally signal that you respect yourself, and that respect is reflected back to you. In a world where everyone seeks to be instantly available, choosing to be present but not omnipresent makes you stand out. You become that rare individual who doesn't feel the need to chase because you are already on your path. And this scarcity of availability creates an aura of mystery and allure. It's not about being unavailable for the sake of it, but about genuinely investing in your growth, your passions, and your life's purpose. This, in turn, makes the moments you share with others, especially someone special, more meaningful and impactful. In this way, Stoicism today teaches us that by focusing inward, we radiate value outwardly. When you adopt this mindset, the dynamic shifts. She starts to notice that you are not the type to revolve your life around hers. This shift in perception makes her appreciate your presence even more because it's not something she can take for granted. Your time becomes something she looks forward to, not something she expects. It's a subtle yet powerful way of building attraction because what you offer, your time, attention, and energy, comes with meaning and intention. This is how the scarcity effect works. By positioning yourself as someone who is not easily swayed or pulled away from their focus, you become a high-value man, a person of substance who is always striving to be the best version of himself. This philosophy isn't just about romantic relationships. It's about how you approach life as a whole. A Stoic mindset teaches us to hold firm to our values, not being swayed by every fleeting emotion or external demand. The key is to create a balance between giving and maintaining your boundaries, making sure you are not losing yourself in the process. Modern life constantly pulls us in multiple directions, but by staying grounded in your principles, you become a beacon of stability. This is what makes you truly irresistible, not just to others, but to yourself as you develop a deep sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Remember, the goal is not to manipulate others into wanting you, but to genuinely become someone whose presence is valued because of the life you are building. This approach creates a foundation for meaningful connections, where you are appreciated for who you are, not just for your availability. By focusing on your own journey, you inevitably attract those who respect and value you in return. It's about becoming the kind of person who is sought after, not because they are unattainable, but because their time is filled with purpose, their actions align with their values, and their life reflects a deeper understanding of what truly matters. This is the essence of Stoic happiness, living with intention, appreciating the simple moments, and knowing that your worth is defined by your inner strength, not by external validation. And that, my friend, is the secret to becoming truly irresistible. The Secret Language of Women revealed 8 things she wants you to know. High-value men must watch. Both titles delve into the art of understanding attraction and the dynamics between men and women, offering valuable insights for those striving to enhance their relationships. How to Become Irresistible to Women, The Forbidden Technique, uncovers strategies that elevate a man's appeal by embracing Stoic principles and self-assured behavior, making him naturally captivating. Meanwhile, The Secret Language of Women revealed, 8 things she wants you to know, sheds light on the often overlooked cues and desires that women express, helping men decode these signals for deeper connections. Together, these topics create a powerful guide for high-value men to become both irresistible and attuned to the subtle needs of the women they encounter. 1. When her future plans involve you. When a woman starts weaving you into her future plans, it's a clear sign that you've crossed into a new and significant territory in her life. This isn't merely about making plans for next weekend or even the upcoming month. It's about her envisioning you in her life in the months and years ahead. When she mentally places you in scenarios that haven't yet happened, she's subtly but powerfully indicating that she sees you as part of her long-term vision. This shift in perspective is crucial, and understanding the depth of these future-oriented conversations can make all the difference in how you respond. There's a considerable distinction between a casual suggestion like, "We should try that new restaurant next month," and a more profound statement such as, "I can see us living in a house with a big backyard someday." The former might reflect a simple, short-term inclusion, while the latter reveals her deeper aspirations, where you play a central role. She might mention travel destinations you both dream of visiting, or discuss future living arrangements, and even the idea of having kids together. These aren't just random musings. They are, in fact, trial balloons sent up to gauge your reaction, to see if you're as invested in this shared future as she is. Now, this is where your response becomes critical. Don't let panic be your guide if you're not ready for that level of commitment. Don't pretend. Stoic life lessons teach us the importance of being honest and grounded in reality. Appreciate her openness and be truthful about where you stand. If you do see a future together, engage with enthusiasm. Start contributing your own ideas to these future scenarios, showing her that you're not just a passive participant, but an active architect of your shared future. By doing so, you demonstrate that you are willing to take on a leading role in this narrative. Remember, when a woman includes you in her future, she is offering you a starring role in her life story. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you choose to accept this role, Ensure that your thoughts and actions align with the future you both envision. This is your chance to co-create a life story together, where both of you are not merely characters, but the authors of your shared destiny. In the context of what is Stoicism, this moment calls for clarity, honesty, and commitment. Your next steps can solidify your bond and pave the way for a future that is built on mutual respect and shared dreams. And if you've resonated with this message, drop a comment below or simply type "Be hard to get" to let us know your thoughts. Your feedback is the fuel that drives us to bring you more insights into the Stoic mindset. 2. When she talks about you to her friends and family. When a woman begins talking about you to her friends and family, it's a clear sign that you've become an integral part of her life. This isn't just casual conversation, it's a meaningful declaration of your importance. She's weaving you into the fabric of her world bit by bit, and that's no small feat. But here's the real insight. It's not just about being mentioned, it's about how she talks about you. When she boasts about your achievements, shares those funny or tender moments you've spent together, she's doing more than just recounting events. She's constructing a narrative, a shared story that connects both of you to her inner circle. This story is more than just words. It's the foundation of your relationship, and it matters how she portrays you in these stories. For example, if she's excitedly telling her best friend about the time you went out of your way to support her during a tough time, she's not just sharing a moment, she's painting a picture of you as a supportive, reliable partner. This is crucial because the version of you that she presents to her inner circle is the version that will live on in their minds. And make no mistake, she wants that version to shine brightly. In modern relationships, how a partner speaks about you when you're not around is a powerful indicator of your relationship's strength and depth. Think about it. How many times have you heard people talk about their significant others in ways that clearly show how much they value, or conversely, don't value them? This is where the concept of Stoic happiness comes into play. Stoicism teaches us to find contentment within ourselves and our actions, rather than relying on the opinions of others. Yet, in a relationship, knowing that your partner values you enough to share your strengths with others can bring a deep sense of Stoic happiness, a quiet inner joy that comes from being recognized and appreciated for who you truly are. Take, for instance, the story of John and Maria. John, a man deeply rooted in Stoic principles, always believed that his happiness shouldn't depend on external validation. But when Maria began telling her family about his accomplishments and how much she appreciated his calm and thoughtful nature, John felt an unexpected but profound sense of fulfillment. This wasn't just about ego, it was about realizing that his values and efforts were being seen and valued by someone he cared about deeply. In that moment, John experienced Stoic happiness in its purest form, not from the accolades themselves, but from knowing that Maria recognized and cherished the qualities he worked so hard to cultivate. So, ask yourself, how do you think your partner speaks about you to others? Does she highlight your strengths, your shared memories, or the ways you support each other? And more importantly, how does this reflection impact your relationship? The way she talks about you can be a powerful mirror of your relationship's health and your role within it. By understanding this, you can cultivate Stoic happiness within yourself, knowing that the relationship you've built is grounded in mutual respect and admiration. The lesson here is that being spoken about in such a positive light should inspire you to continue being the best version of yourself, not just for her, but for your own growth and contentment. As you navigate the complexities of relationships, Remember that Stoicism today is not about detachment, but about finding peace and strength in knowing that your actions, and how they are perceived, align with your true self. How will you contribute to the narrative that she shares with those closest to her? The answer to this question could be the key to unlocking deeper connection and happiness in your relationship. 3. When she dresses for you or dresses to undress. When a woman goes the extra mile to dress up for you, it's not just about the clothes or the look, it's about the message she's sending. This is where many men, even those striving to embody the Stoic mindset, often miss the mark. When she carefully selects that dress, puts on a fragrance she knows you love, or styles her hair just the way you like it, she's communicating something far deeper than simply wanting to look good. She's saying, "I value your opinion, and I want to make you happy." This is her way of connecting with you on a non-verbal level, something high-value men understand as a key component of a meaningful relationship. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. There's a distinct difference between a woman dressing for you and dressing to undress. When she dresses for you, she's attuned to what you like. She might remember the time you mentioned how much you loved that blue dress, or the way her hair looked when it was styled a certain way. These details are not lost on her. She's reflecting your preferences back to you as a gesture of respect and affection. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Similarly, she's absorbing your thoughts, your compliments and your likes, and incorporating them into her appearance. She's saying, "I've thought about you and what you like." This level of attention to detail is her silent way of showing that she cares about your desires. However, when she's dressing to undress, she's shifting the dynamic entirely. The choices she makes, whether it's a slip dress with easy access or lingerie that speaks volumes, are her way of initiating intimacy without uttering a word. This is where a man with a Win Stoic mindset must be perceptive. The subtle glint in her eye, the way she moves, all signal her intentions. And as a high-value man, your response is critical. First and foremost, notice these efforts. Compliment her, not just with a generic "you look nice," but with something more specific. Say, "I love the way that dress fits you," or "that color looks stunning on you." This shows her that her efforts are seen and appreciated, something every person, regardless of gender, deeply desires. But it doesn't stop there. Reciprocation is key. Just as she's put effort into her appearance, so should you. A well-groomed, sharp-dressed man who exudes confidence is always attractive. It shows her that you're not just taking her for granted, but that you're invested in maintaining the attraction as well. Seneca, another revered Stoic philosopher, said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." In this context, preparation is your effort to look and feel your best, meeting the opportunity she presents when she's dressed to impress or undress. Read the room. If she's dressed to undress, don't be oblivious. This is her way of inviting you to take the next step, to engage in the dance of intimacy. High-value men don't shy away from these cues. They embrace them with confidence and decisiveness. Remember, in the dance of attraction, it takes two to tango. How will you step up and lead? How will you show her that her efforts haven't gone unnoticed and that you're ready to meet her halfway? This is where your Stoic mindset, your understanding of subtle cues, and your ability to respond with intention truly come into play. Engage with her, connect with her on this deeper level, and you'll find that the relationship blossoms in ways that go beyond the physical, into something truly meaningful and profound. If you find these insights helpful, Don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 4. When she starts visiting you unannounced. When a woman begins to visit you unannounced, it's more than just an act of spontaneity. It's a calculated step in the intricate dance of relationships. These surprise visits are her subtle way of trying to weave herself into the fabric of your daily life. She's telling you, I want to be more than just someone you plan to see. I want to be part of your everyday reality. In these moments, she's bridging the gap between planned dates and the casual togetherness that defines a deeper connection. However, there's a deeper layer to this behavior. She's also testing your authenticity. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In this context, she wants to see your true colors, the unfiltered version of you that exists outside the confines of a date night. This is where the real test lies. How do you react when caught off guard? Do you maintain the same persona, or does she get a glimpse of someone entirely different? Your response to these unannounced visits can significantly shape her perception of you. First and foremost, welcome her warmly, regardless of the situation you find yourself in. Whether your place is a mess or you're engrossed in something, show her that she's always a welcome presence in your life. This gesture goes a long way in making her feel valued and appreciated, reinforcing the idea that she has a place in your world. Second, be genuine. If she walks in while you're in the middle of a gaming session or just lounging around, don't feel the need to put on a different face. Let her see the real you, the one who enjoys the little moments of life, whether they're mundane or thrilling. As Seneca once said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Don't stress about presenting an idealized version of yourself. Instead, focus on being authentic, which is far more compelling and enduring in the long run. Use these moments as opportunities to deepen your connection. Invite her to join you in whatever you're doing, whether it's cooking, watching a movie, or just engaging in conversation. This not only makes her feel included, but also strengthens the bond you share. It shows her that she's not just a weekend companion, but an integral part of your daily life. In doing so, you're embracing the essence of Stoic life lessons, remaining true to yourself, welcoming challenges as opportunities for growth, and building relationships based on genuine connection rather than pretense. This approach not only aligns with the core principles of what is Stoicism, but also ensures that your relationship is built on a foundation of trust and authenticity, key elements that will stand the test of time in modern relationships. Remember, in the dance of relationships, it's these unscripted moments that reveal the most about who we truly are, and how we handle them can make all the difference. Share your experiences or simply type Stoic happiness in the comments to let us know you're on this journey with us. Your insights are what keep this community thriving, and together we can continue to explore how Stoicism today shapes our lives in meaningful ways. 5. When she calls late at night. When she calls you late at night, at 11 p.m., when the world is quiet and your phone lights up with her name, recognize that this isn't just a routine call. It's a significant moment in your relationship. At this hour, she's reaching out in a time when her thoughts are most raw, her defenses are lowered, and she's likely seeking a deeper connection. This is not a time to respond with a sleepy hello, or worse, ignore the call altogether, thinking she's simply passing time. No, This is your moment to show her that you understand the importance of this gesture. Late-night calls are like a beacon signaling a need for intimacy and emotional connection. They offer you a window into her unfiltered world, a privilege not offered to everyone. She's inviting you into her inner sanctum, seeking comfort, understanding, and possibly even reassurance. How you respond in this moment can set the tone for your relationship. Instead of treating this call as an inconvenience, see it as an opportunity to strengthen your bond. Answer with enthusiasm, no matter how late it is, and engage her in meaningful conversation. Ask about her day, her dreams, her fears, and her desires. Show her that she's not just an option for you, but a priority. By doing so, you become more than just a companion. You become someone she relies on, someone irreplaceable in her life. Consider this. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone is so busy, these moments of genuine connection are rare and precious. Think of a time when you reached out to someone late at night, perhaps when you were feeling vulnerable or needed to talk. How did their response make you feel? Did they make you feel important, or did they brush you off? Reflecting on this can help you understand the significance of being fully present when she reaches out to you during these quiet hours. It's these moments that can lead to a deeper understanding and stronger bond between you both. But why does this matter? In the philosophy of Stoicism today, being present and fully engaged in your relationships is key to achieving Stoic happiness. It's about understanding the needs of others and responding with intention and care. So, the next time she calls you late at night, remember that this is more than just a call. It's an invitation to connect on a deeper level. Seize this moment, engage with her authentically, and watch how this strengthens your relationship, making you not just a man in her life, but a significant presence she can't imagine being without. In these moments, ask yourself, how can I be more present in my relationships? What can I do to ensure that the people I care about know that they are a priority? The answers to these questions will not only help you build stronger connections, but also bring you closer to the Stoic happiness that comes from living a life of purpose and connection. So next time your phone lights up late at night, don't hesitate to answer it with energy. Engage in the conversation and become the man who is truly irreplaceable in her life. 6. When she delays texting back and her chats are cold. When her text replies slow down to a crawl and her messages feel colder than a brisk winter morning, it's easy to hit the panic button. But before you jump to conclusions, recognize this as a signal rather than the problem itself. Women often create emotional distance not through direct confrontation, but through subtle changes in their communication. This is where many high-value men stumble. They either flood her with messages in an attempt to reignite the spark or retreat entirely, both of which usually lead to further disconnection. The key is to decode what's really going on here. Is she swamped with work or life demands, or is there a deeper issue at play? Perhaps she's feeling uncertain about the relationship, but isn't ready to voice it. Understanding this requires a Stoic mindset, one that allows you to navigate these uncertainties with calm and composure, rather than reacting impulsively. Instead of mirroring her coldness, which only sets you up for a downward spiral, consider a more measured approach. Open the lines of communication with a simple but sincere question. Hey, I've noticed our conversations have been a bit off lately. Is everything okay? This question isn't just a way to check in. It's an opportunity to show her that you're not only attentive, but also capable of handling the ups and downs of a relationship with maturity. If she brushes it off, don't push. Give her space, but maintain your warmth and presence. This is a crucial moment where you demonstrate that you're not just a fair-weather partner, but someone who can weather the storms with grace and patience. Remember the wisdom of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This Stoic principle is invaluable in relationships. By staying composed and focused on the bigger picture, you show her that you're not easily rattled by the ebb and flow of emotions, a trait that defines true high-value men. This approach not only preserves your dignity, but also reinforces your Stoic mindset, ensuring that your actions align with your values. As you navigate this, ask yourself, are you reacting to the situation with wisdom and restraint, or are you letting fear dictate your actions? How you handle this moment can either build a stronger connection or deepen the divide. By maintaining your composure and addressing the issue calmly, you reinforce that you are a high-value man, someone who doesn't just talk about stoicism, but lives it, even in the face of uncertainty. This not only wins her respect, but also strengthens the foundation of your relationship. So, next time you find her replies growing distant, remember that your response is the real test. Stay grounded, stay warm, and keep your Stoic mindset at the forefront. This is how you win Stoic. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 7. When she starts comparing you to other men. When a woman begins to compare you to other men, it's more than just an offhand remark. It's a signal that your relationship is treading on dangerous ground. This isn't merely about the other guys. It's about her evaluating your worth, sometimes consciously, sometimes not. Such comparisons can stem from her dissatisfaction, and rather than addressing the issue directly, she might choose this indirect route to push you to either step up or step out. In other instances, it could be a manipulative tactic designed to make you feel inadequate, compelling you to prove your value. But here's where the Stoic life lessons come into play. Understanding that your worth isn't determined by the fleeting judgments of others is essential. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. In modern relationships, this scenario plays out all too often. Social media, the constant influx of idealized images and stories, can amplify feelings of inadequacy, leading some women to compare their partners to others. But as a man grounded in Stoicism, your response should be measured, calm, and reflective. When faced with such comparisons, resist the urge to become defensive. That's the trap she unconsciously sets, one that can spiral into unnecessary conflict. Instead, ask her calmly why she feels the need to make these comparisons. What is it that she believes is missing in your relationship? By shifting the focus from competing against an imagined rival to solving a perceived problem within your relationship, you're not only protecting your self-respect, but also steering the conversation towards growth and understanding. Furthermore, it's important to subtly remind her and yourself why you are in this relationship in the first place. Reflect on the qualities that brought you together, the unique bond you share that no other man can replicate. Reaffirm to her that you are not in a competition. A high-value man doesn't compete with others. He sets his own standards and lives by them. This is what Stoicism teaches us, to remain steadfast in our principles, to understand that external comparisons are fleeting and meaningless if we are secure in our own values. In a world where everyone is constantly comparing themselves to others, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling like you're never enough. But remember, as a high-value man, your worth is not something to be proven through comparison. It is something you establish through your actions, your character, and the respect you command, both from yourself and others. So when she starts to compare, don't play the game. Instead, rise above it, embody the principles of Stoicism, and set the tone for a relationship built on mutual respect, not on a scale of comparisons. As Epictetus wisely put it, no man is free who is not master of himself. Master yourself, and you master your relationship. In conclusion, by maintaining your composure and steering the conversation towards understanding rather than competition, you show her what it means to be with a man who is truly high value. Your relationship isn't about outdoing an imaginary lineup of men. It's about being the best version of yourself and offering that to your partner. This, my friend, is the essence of Stoic life lessons in the context of modern relationships, a lesson every high-value man must embrace. As we wrap up this exploration of the secret language of women, we've uncovered 8 key things that every high-value man should understand. These insights are not just about decoding female behavior, but about fostering deeper, more meaningful connections. By applying these principles in your daily interactions, you'll not only enhance your relationships, but also experience personal growth and happiness. What resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch the next video to continue your journey with us. Thank you for watching.